Okay, please. Okay, guys, let's go over this. This is important. You need to know this about it's involving your country, so you must know about this. All right. So give me the most important basics about the trade war, Annie, as you were saying.
So now the trade wars isn't over yet. So some of the American is still the taxes to China is still available, and that causes GDP to get slower, and because the taxes are pretty expensive.
Okay, we don't call it taxes on products. What is the technical term we say?
I think it's tariffs. Tariffs. Yeah, I forgot to pronounce.
All right, Harry, can you explain the nature of tariffs?
The tariffs?
Yes. What are tariffs? How do they work?
Well, tariffs is just between countries, like that, because tariffs means that a country's own one stuff, like the USA owns, let me say, also lobsters, and it needs to stop, and it needs to sell it to China, and China has you see, it process money to the thing itself, and it's sold out to China's stores and other stuff, and the tariffs just go up in the trade war between China and the other countries, plus the EU and many other countries supporting the US.
Okay. So tariffs are important for any country to have because they act as a deterrent. Tariffs protect local economy, okay? And they act as a deterrent.
What's deterrent?
A deterrent, do you know what a deterrent is, Annie?
Nope.
A deterrent is something that will stop you. Okay, hey guys, what's stopping you from traveling during the spring holidays? What's stopping you? What's keeping you in your house?
SARS, the illness?
Yeah, not the SARS. We have a new one, the coronavirus. Okay, so the coronavirus is an active deterrent. It's preventing people from going out and experiencing their normal everyday lives, especially during the holidays. It's blocking you from doing what you want. It's a deterrent. It's like a barrier. Okay, it's like a barrier.
Obstacle.
So it's an obstacle, right?
Yeah.
So tariffs are taxes placed over the good, right? It's placed over the product. But how is that a deterrent, and how does that protect your local economy? We were still speaking in terms of the trade war, okay? How does the tariff work to protect Chinese economy within your country, or how does it protect American economy within its country? Anyone?
For that, I have no idea.
Okay, it's all right if you don't have an idea. Just tell me if you know or not.
I know, just like when America is selling something to China, and when it across just when it goes into China, when a product goes into China, and China needs to pay some money to America.
Yeah.
I still don't quite get it, how it's just how it's working, and it's supposed to be like Americans selling things to China, and China just already paid the money that the things cost and still needs to pay more.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So it works like this. Give me one product that China is selling to the United States. Can you give me one example? What product do you think China is selling?
Smartphones.
Okay, let's pretend
Yeah,
let's
Huawei
pretend it's
smartphone.
Huawei.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pretend it's Huawei. Although Huawei has been actively blocked in the United States, they can't sell Huawei there. But let's pretend it's Huawei. Okay, so for China, China has produced Huawei phones. If they don't sell these phones, they're in trouble. They have to get rid of all these phones that they made because it costs money to produce any good, especially electronic goods. They're very expensive. Okay, they require technology and labor. They have to sell it, or else the economy will be in trouble. So it's not enough to sell it to China. All the Chinese people have Huawei phones already. Okay, I'm just giving examples. They probably don't have Huawei phone. Maybe they have other types of phones. But China has already sold to the Chinese people. Now they need to sell to other countries. China wants to sell their phones to America because America is a big consumer country. They're a big country. There are a lot of people there. They want to buy things all the time. So if China can get their products, can get Huawei over to America, then they can get their money back. They can make a profit. Everything is going to be all right. The companies won't get into trouble and so on. But the United States will erect a barrier. Okay, they will try to prevent China as much as possible from entering into the United States market. Why would they do that? It's because America also has their own what?
Phones.
They also have their own American made phones, right? So if I have American phones, I want to sell it to my own people, and then Huawei comes in, China-made phones, and they want to sell to the American people. What's going to happen to my American phones?
Less people want to buy it.
Yes, there will be less people buying it because there are two brands available in the market. Okay, people have the freedom to choose which brand they want. But if you don't have the brand there, then it's easy. We don't have Huawei phones here, then I'll just buy the American brand. It's not a problem. But once the Chinese product gets in, then they become competition for the local economy. That's why a foreign country will put a tariff over those products. The tariff over the Huawei phones will make the Huawei phones more. If you put taxes over the Chinese phones, what will happen to the price?
And what goes up?
Yes, it becomes more expensive, right? So if I am a normal American buyer, I will look at the cheap American phone and the expensive Huawei phone. Which one am I going to buy? They look exactly the same. They can probably do exactly the same things. Which one am I going to buy?
Of course, the American
Of
phone.
course, the American phone, because I have to stick to my budget. And so, so the tariff that you put on the product will raise the price a bit, and it's going to act as a deterrent to prevent the local economy from suffering because a foreign product came inside. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because all countries in the world must practice that, except that you don't want to raise the tariffs too high because you're going to lose something in the process. And what is that thing that you can lose? Anyone? What are you going to suffer?
Maybe when the tariff is high and like China won't sell the phones to America, and if America doesn't have any phones anymore, and it'll be lack of economy. So yeah.
Okay, yes, somewhat like that. They can run out of supply because you know the other phones are too high. But the more important thing is America also has products that they want to sell to China. Do you understand? they
Oh, yeah.
also have things. Let's pretend they have Nike, they have Adidas, they have Reebok. I don't care. Whatever it is, maybe they have American shoes. Okay, they have American shoes that they want the Chinese people to buy. But because there's a trade war, their American shoes cannot get into the Chinese market. And the Chinese market is huge. It's about more than almost 2 billion people. That's a lot of customers. So China's going to say, "Oh, you put a tariff on my phones, then I'm going to put a higher tariff on your shoes." Do you get it? That's how they play the war.
Yeah.
This is
That's
cool.
how they play the war, except that China needs the United States. Hey, America, I need you to buy my phones. And America needs China. Hey, China, I need you to buy my shoes. We still need to be friends with each other. We need each other. So there has to be a balance in between maintaining good economic relations with another country, and there has to be a balance with protecting your local economy through the tariff. You want the tariff to be just enough to protect your local business makers, your local businesses, and you want it to be just enough so as not to destroy your relationship with another trading partner, which is another country. Okay, anything else you want to add or ask? This is basically I know we haven't gone through all the pages, but that is the most important lesson about the trade war. So if you understand that principle, you can understand all the other matters about the trade war. Any other comments or questions about our topic?
I have one. So when the tariff is really high, like American asks for $1, Chinese asks for two, then three, then four. So, and will that happen?
Yes, that's happening right now. And that is why they have what? What do you see in the picture here?
Uh,
Agreement.
yeah,
Yes.
agree.
There's a discussion and an agreement, right? So during a discussion, what do? You negotiate with each other. So you have China in one hand, you have Trump on the other. They're talking with each other. Hey guys, we need this. You need this. I can't pay that much, but I can afford to give this. You have to negotiate, talk to each other, give concessions. A concession is a concession. Okay, the other side of the concession is the condition. When you ask for a condition, you say, I'm go- I, if you want me to do this for you, you have to do this for me. I'm going to give you a condition. Okay? A concession is if I say, okay, I'm going to give this to you because I want to make you happy. And I want our discussion to have a more positive tone. So I'm going to give you a concession. Okay? I'm going to give you lower tariffs. I'm going to accept more of your products. That's a concession. So that takes place during the talks, during the discussions between the two countries. And as long as the talks go on, as long as there's open communication between two countries, they can overcome their differences. And they can help each other continue to improve their economies. The only thing that will make it worse if there's a shutdown. If one country refuses to talk to the other country, so it's basically they've given up. They've closed their doors. We don't want anything to do with you anymore. So for as long as they're talking to each other, there's still hope that what? What's the hope? As long as China and the US are talking to each other, there's hope that
They can go on with war of business.
not go on with war, because we all want to avoid war, right?
Stop the war and to just less money were given to each other and stop the war.
Yes, give in to each other, make more concessions, cooperate with one another. I give you this, you give me this. We're both happy. You can't do that without a discussion, okay? Without negotiations. So here you see, do you see this term here? Can you read it?
Tit for tat.
Tit for tat tariffs.
Tit for tat tariffs. Tit for tat. So tit is, hey tit, I give you $1. Okay, China says, oh, you gave me a $1 tariff, then I'll ask you for $2 tariffs. And the United States says, oh, you've demanded $2, then I'll ask you for $3. Okay, it doesn't end. It's just a cycle of revenge. Okay, and then nobody gets anywhere. So anything else? We've gone over time now, but if you have any more questions, this is your chance to clarify everything that you want to know about the subject.
So how does this negotiation end? I forgot about it.
How does it end? It ends with an agreement.
The second agreement.
Yes, it ends with an agreement. So it says here, okay, it says here fundamental. Okay, he said fundamental tensions between the two countries will not subside. So she's basically saying that U.S. and China will continue to have, they will continue to disagree with each other because they're two big powers knocking each other. So it's a very difficult combination. Okay, so that is what the experts say. So when will this trade war end? Not yet. I don't think so. It's not forthcoming.
This agreement, is it about potatoes or other Congress of America?
Sorry?
In the newspaper, I always read the newspapers. It said the agreement is between the green products the Americans gave us, and the Americans will lower its taxes.
Yeah, they will lower. Yeah, America has already lowered tariffs. Okay, so if you read our assignment, the United States has already given some concessions to China. They have lowered the tariffs a little bit, but it says there that China has made no changes at all. So the U.S. has started to try to cooperate with China. It's somewhere here. So if you read your assignment, they did try to lower the tariffs against China a bit.
It says in the newspapers that I read, the reporter said that the Americans will lower its tariffs, and China will put in more green products.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the first agreement. What about?
Mm-hmm. More green products, right?
Yes.
Well, when you say green products, are you talking about more environmentally, or are you talking about energy products?
Yes.
Yes. So what is your question then?
So is just the trade war first agreement just like that, or anything else?
Just like, okay, here, let's look at the phase one deal. Analysts have pointed to the phase one deal in which China agreed to buy hundreds of billions of dollars worth of products. Okay, so phase one deal says, okay, America, I'm going to buy some products from you. But it didn't say what those products are. And also the experts do not believe that China will live up to its promise. They don't believe China will keep its promise to buy all these products from America. So what those products are, I don't know. The news reports will tell you what they are, but I haven't read which ones they are.
I've read.
Yeah, good for you. So whatever those products are, then that's it. Okay, so what else did they agree here? Figure industrial production, retails. See, the homework doesn't say anything about which products because it's not important. For now, what you need to understand is how tariffs work in the trade war. Okay, the other thing that you need to know is the nature of the products that are being exchanged. So for example, if China is selling a lot of, let's say, state-of-the-art technology, okay, metal, I don't know, metal products, iron and steel, obviously that would be very, very expensive. China will be making a lot of money from the United States. Let's pretend that the United States sells corn to China. So they ship billions tons of corn to to China. So which country is going to make more money?
I don't know.
Sorry.
America.
America is shipping corn to China. China is shipping technology and steel to America. Which country is going to make more money?
Then China, I suppose.
China will be making more money because the product that they're selling is very advanced, sophisticated, expensive compared to corn, which is cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where the imbalance in the trade happens. I'm sending you stuff that are very cheap and you're selling me things that are very expensive. It's not a balance. You're getting more out of me than I am out of you. And maybe America wants to sell technology to China, but China will block it. No, you can't sell technology, but we'll buy your corn. Okay, so it means that the tensions will remain because one country is getting more from another and then the other country will feel bad about it. All right, so if you understand those principles, then whenever you read the news, it's going to make more sense, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now you have to find out what is China selling to the United States? What is the United States selling to China? So you can compare which country is taking advantage of the other. Which country has a right to complain, right? So you can make your own decision based on that because you understand the principle behind it. So I think that's basically everything that I can say about the matter. As for the details, we have CNN and BBC to tell us about the small details. You can do that for yourself to add on to your other homework. Okay, guys. But thank you for being such good students today. Please don't forget our lesson, okay? You'll need it in your future. You'll need to know these things for your future, especially in middle school. Okay? All right. Okay, so good night and Happy New Year to all of you, and see you again next week. Okay?
Thank you for your class.
Okay, you're welcome. Have a good night.